I was going to say, I wanted to share a quick anecdote. We had a man who came to us in 2009 or so, one of our first residents, and he was already, I think he was 67 years old, and he's schizophrenic, so he had issues. Plus, he had legal issues, and he was in and out of our houses, and he stayed by and large for 14 years with us because when he came to us the last time, he was on the street freezing and near death because he had nowhere to go. And he stayed with us for 14 years. And when he eventually died, at one point he told us this was the only home he ever had. So his name was Jimmy. And that gave embodiment to what we were doing is that there's a whole world filled with Jimmys and they're unlovable. And we can't clean them up until we take them in and just accept them where they are. And then eventually they will find a home with us. And then they'll change. And he became, you and I would call it civilized, but he became safe. He felt safe.
John, you can anecdote with me all day long. I will accept all of your anecdotes. I love them. And also, a really powerful story about the challenges that so many of us have accepting people where they are. And it doesn't mean they're going to stay there forever, but maybe they need a helping hand. Maybe they need $5. Maybe they need $100. Maybe they just need to be told that they look beautiful that day. Maybe they need a cup of coffee. The need is going to be different in so many places,
Yeah.
but I think you're using the word safe is so important because I think a lot of people don't feel safe in today's world, whether they have a home or not, whether it's what they hear on the TV or the radio, whether it's, what's going on in their family. And we can all be of service and be there for each other in different ways. We just have to see the opportunity, I guess, and be non-judgmental about it. So thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that anecdote. I loved it. It's
Unfortunately, there are
powerful.
many people who try to verbally convince people to change. And so we talk at people instead of just shut up. My best sermons are the ones that I say nothing.
Okay, that's amazing. Well, I'd love to get to the meat of the podcast, the central question, which is I would love for you to share any stories. It can be one story, it can be two stories, it can be five stories, whatever you feel comfortable sharing about something in your life where you feel like you witnessed something magical or miraculous, mysterious, even something that changed your life. I'd love to hear whatever you want to share.
Well, I'd like to say there was a magical moment, and that would make it much easier because and the church is filled with that, where you have this Damascus Road experience, and then your life is forever was dark, now it's light. But I have found that life is a series of minor, seemingly minor decisions. And sometimes it's doing the right thing simply because it's the right thing without any response. As happened to us, we did what we thought to be the right thing, invested what few dollars we had, and it blew back right in our face. And we were facing years of litigation. But in fact, what we did in the middle of that was right in the middle of litigation, we bought another building just to prove to ourselves that we would not back down on what we felt to be the right thing to do. And so I would say that it comes back to that we said originally being curious is that when you try a new road, even though it's frightening. Now, the downside is all these roads that I've taken, my children in many ways had to pay the cost for that because they moved from school to school, state to state while they were growing up. So just to show how life tends to heal itself. Today, my daughter works for Enterprise Corporation. She's had the same job for 20 years in the same town. My son is a police sergeant in the same town, the same house, and he's been there 25 years. So they have become the stable persons that I could not be. So I was the transition for them to become stable. And so I feel like that gave me I look at my kids and I say, if I do nothing else, I gave my kids a better starting place. And they both have college education. So and my grandkids now, we're able to help them go to college. So they can see the starting line much better than I could.